Okay. Lovely. No, fuck off.
I wish I could just take a look into the cave for a moment to see what is there.
There is one thing I do know about this. This is a big failure.
لكنه رحل وحده.
He must work hard.
How are you feeling?
Ready to make the leap.
I wish you to know it has been an honor to watch you walk your path, as a novice, and as a man.
I am grateful to you for leading the way before me.
I am honored. Come, your new robes away. They suit you well. Come, it is time.
It is time.
How did you feel on that day so long ago?
I felt afraid. My palms were slick with sweat and my knees were shaking.
I cannot imagine you being afraid.
Allow me to share a secret with you on this important day. To have courage means to act in the midst of feeling great fear.
Oh, that's what I was gonna do.
Basim ibn Ishaq, are you ready to leave your life behind and walk the path of shadows?
I am.
Are you ready to give up who you once thought you were? Ready to sacrifice everything you held close?
I am.
Never forget the tenets you have sworn to uphold. Stay your blade from the flesh of the innocent. Hide in plain sight. Never compromise the Brotherhood. Then, out of the dark, you will come into the light.
Light.
And from the light, you will return to the dark.
Couldn't swing it off.
Basim ibn Ishaq, you now follow in the Eagle's path.
Welcome, Hidden One. You have died and been reborn. Now, fight me as your equal.
Equal. Eh?
Letting your anger take over again. I don't remember teaching you that.
You have trained me well, Osha.
Well done.
Noor!
Do not strain. Save your strength.
He traveled unprepared. Left Baghdad in a hurry.
Here, drink. Ali. He is gone. They took him in the night.
They?
The Order. Bring him to my tent.
If Ali is gone, we are blind. The Order has put a fog over Baghdad and their movements.
We must go to Baghdad.
Roshan, Basim, go with Fulev. Leave at once.
Love a trophy for doing that there.
Basim, we should keep moving.
I would like to look around first, if I may. Baghdad and its surroundings call to me.
Very well, but do not be long. There will be much to do once we reach Harbia.
Look for a lattice-covered courtyard near Shara's mosque. That is where Noor was gathering his information. That is where we will be.
Now, where does my heart lead me? A flood of memories, soured by what I now know lurks behind every small conflict. Every sullen expression, a pain I know well, and one I shall remedy.
Always feeling tired these days.
You think Nabil will win the wrestling again this year? And have you seen the guy from Sham's shoulders? لم يحضر أي دروس الشهر الماضي.
On your way.
Such familiar sights. Greetings once again, Baghdad. Show me what I have missed.
عظيم مجنون عنيف آخر. أتظن ذلك ممكنا؟ مرحبا يا صديقي. تلك الفكرة أضمن لكم أن تكون كل لحظة بالله. ماذا عن يعقوب بن الليث الذي يدعى الصفار؟ أرى من الحماقة أن يثق الخليل منه.
Greetings.
Peace be upon you, sir.
May I see your wares?
Lots of choice. Nothing else?
I must be on my way.
Safe travels.
إذا أوصلتها إلي إنه أفضل سعرا لدي. إن كان لا يعجبك فامضي قدما. هذا ليس صحيحا ببساطة.
I have idled long enough. Roshan and Fulan are surely awaiting me at the bureau.
Go somewhere else.
No. Now. What see you, my friend?
البناء عليه منذ يومين ولا يزال الصيت
Men have forgotten how to walk God's righteous path.
Never fail على نصيب ليس كبيرا إلى هذا الحد. Your mother won't recognize what's left when I'm done.
ستساعدونني أليس كذلك؟ وازعة بمساعدة أخيك ليس حيا ذكيا مستحكما ليلة باردة.
Better keep a low profile.
Products and items must be marked by the official seal. Remember, check for the official seal.
this is a hidden one's bureau. I expected some sort of hovel.
Some bureaus are. Others can be fitted with gold trim.
Whatever space we settle, all that's important is that our occupancy remains a secret.
We certainly have that here. Have you found anything helpful?
Nothing hinting at Ali's whereabouts. However, Noor was in contact with someone named Mirage. A name I recognize as one of Ali's closest allies within the rebel collective. He's a dock worker at the opera. See if he's in the area. He may have something to tell us about Ali's disappearance.
I have found something. It seems Noor mapped out this very district. Marked the factories area to the north.
What is there?
Rebel sympathizers. If Noor visited this area for any reason, it is worth following up on.
Understood.
These are not strong leads, but they are a start nonetheless. Fulab and I will see what more we can uncover.
Be careful.
مرة أخرى.
إنني أتعلم لكن الأمر شاق. وهي أمور
Side by side we stand.
And should one man fall, it is the one beside him who picks him up. We have been cut down, divided. But here we remain. And so long as we draw breath, this fight will continue. So when...
Are you Bashi? I am with Noor. You knew him, yes?
I knew him. Last I saw, he was being chased from the city. Does he live?
Barely, but he is safe.
Stubborn bastard. What do I call you?
Basim.
Very well, Basim. Have you a blade other than that butter knife you carry? You may fancy yourself something bigger just now.
For what? Are you setting off to find Ali?
Not quite yet. These here are only half my men. The rest are being held at the harbor, further up the road.
There may be too few of us to wage an attack. If you want to save your men, our approach should be a cautious one. I will go quietly. Have these men lie in wait and escort those we free.
Your kind all think the same way, but it is a sound plan.
How about Mirage?
I must get out of here.
Wait, what?
Be my eyes.
show you.
What are you doing?
How much longer can you hide, meat? Got a spear in the back. Lucky I'm alive. If I was famous, I might avoid this bullet. Wait just a... What? Damn you!
Steady yourself fast. Come on. Get to the docks. Find Beshi. I need your eyes, my friend. Do not mind me.
Someone, please!
Thank you, my friend.
Hold on! Down with you! I'm warning you! Won't touch my knee! Back off, you idiot!
That is the last. I must regroup with them.
definitely something big there. I don't think that's done anything. It's just made a problem around there.
You are a hound, Basim.
I am only doing my part. Together, we will see the end of what ails this city.
Look no further than Al-Hul, the man only spoken of and never seen.
What can you tell me about him?
He takes enemies of the Caliphate and makes them dig in the desert. Prisoners, rebels, laborers, in search of what? I do not know. These men were captured with Ali weeks ago and were destined to perish beneath the sands.
Not Ali. He's been taken elsewhere. They marked and separated us. Ali was in another group. They wanted to question him about you and your friends.
Can you show me this marking?
What are you thinking?
Ali and Noor got close enough to Al-Ghul that he took notice. If we find Ali, he can lead us to Al-Ghul.
It is but one path. There may be another. I will go where these men were being sent to dig, and pose as a captive.
Are you mad?
Only stubborn. Here, take this.
What do I do with it?
It is a Hidma token. Those who understand its value will do what is in their power to help. I will send these men to regroup at the watermill on the northern outskirts. A rebel stronghold. You are welcome there.
Wafakak Allah.
Barakallahu fi.
My search for Ali continues. The Sharia district may provide some clues as to his whereabouts.
missing on there? No, it isn't. It's a possibility. No, it's a possibility. Do that.
We're on the verge of a great victory and a clear conquest on the Gaza front. In Gaza, there were celebrations after stolen Israeli military vehicles were driven in. But soon, the deadly pounding by Israeli warplanes began, the Israeli military saying it was targeting Hamas sites. Palestinian hospitals have been overwhelmed. After this unprecedented assault, Israel is calling up military reservists. And tonight, Tel Aviv came under rocket fire as the fighting goes on. The question now, can it be stopped from spreading to other Palestinian areas and the wider region? Well, right now, there are still Palestinian militants who are holding out in some pockets of southern Israel. And we've had in Israel, this marks really as the most deadly day since the Yom Kippur War exactly 50 years ago. Now, the Israeli Prime Minister spoke again this evening, and he said that this was a black day. There will be mighty vengeance, he said. And he also threatened Hamas about any harm that might come to the Israeli hostages now being held in Gaza. That's the big concern for Israel now.
Nell, thank you. So what more do we know about today's coordinated attack by Hamas? Here's our security correspondent, Frank Gardner.
Right, so this map here gives you some idea of the extent of Hamas's infiltration across the border from Gaza into southern Israel. These are 17 locations where we have verified the presence of Palestinian militants in this attack. From up in space, this is what that area of southern Israel looked like today. Just look at all that smoke coming from burning buildings. If we zoom in, you can see the heat spots that we've enhanced so you can see them. Now, all these cross-border infiltrations by Palestinian militants, taken together with the thousands of rockets fired at Israel, represent a massive intelligence failure for Israel. It should have seen this coming, because they had regular military patrols going along that border. This is footage taken some years earlier, but they had cameras, sensors, informants inside the militant groups. And yet, Hamas was able to charge through that border, crossing it with things like this bulldozer, paragliders, and land, sea, and air. And all the while, Hamas has been sending more missiles into places like this, Tel Aviv, this office and residential block here, hitting buildings while the Israeli Air Force hits Gaza. However this ends, it will go down as one of the worst failures of Israeli intelligence in 50 years.
Frank Gardner there, and our chief international correspondent, Lise Doucette, has joined me. And the big question tonight, Lise, is where does this go now?
Well, the word of the day, the moment, is unprecedented, but it's also a very dangerous moment. For decades, Israeli leaders, including Benjamin Netanyahu, have resisted a major ground offensive into Gaza. Even more, a reoccupation of the territory it pulled out of, its troops pulled out of, in 2005. But this is a whole new war, mostly because of the staggering number of hostages, more than 50, and the high level of Israeli casualties. That, plus a far-right Israeli government, is putting huge pressure on Mr. Netanyahu to do something big. And Hamas is not going to pull back either. It's not going to hold its fire. In the same way that Israelis are pulling together because of these attacks, Palestinians are pulling together too. They're fed up with Israeli restrictions. They're also fed up with their own leadership, most of all the Palestinian Authority, which is a rival to Hamas. But behind this question you just asked, what next? It's an urgent question, but there's another one. What now? What is the long-term solution to what is an endless cycle of ever greater suffering?
Thank you. And also, just to tell you, you can find more analysis from our correspondents and articles about the history of this conflict online, bbc.co.uk/news. Now, the rest of the night's news and an amber weather warning, meaning there is potential risk to life, will remain in place until tomorrow afternoon because of torrential rain in parts of Scotland. A rare severe flood warning has also been issued to Aviemore in the Highlands after a month's worth of rain fell in just 24 hours, causing landslides and severe travel disruption. Charlotte Gallagher has the latest.
A month's worth of rain in just one day has left parts of Scotland submerged and at a standstill. This landslide in Argyll left 10 people stranded, with a Coast Guard helicopter deployed to airlift them to safety. Trains are badly disrupted, with no cross-border services running to and from Scotland. Sometimes alternative transport has been needed. And it's not just humans that are affected by this rainfall. The Met Office is warning flooding and fast-flowing rivers and streams could pose a risk to life and damage property. Conditions in some parts of northern and eastern Scotland are too treacherous to begin the clear-up. But despite the bad weather, some special events did go ahead. Charlotte Gallagher, BBC News.
The Labour Party conference is getting underway in Liverpool, with the leader Sir Keir Starmer hoping to convince voters in the run-up to next week's general election that he's the right person to run the country. Our political correspondent Ian Watson reports from him.
There's a spring in the Labour leadership's step. But there's no getting away from the extra scrutiny that a recent by-election victory and a big parade will bring.
Here we get the chance to set out our positive case for the future and show that Labour is the party of change.
Delegates believe there's a renewed appetite amongst voters for a change of government.
I've never felt so certain that we've got a really good chance of being able to do some good.
I'm extremely, extremely positive that we'll be coming to government. Everybody thinks that we're going to hopefully do well, but we are all waiting for the policies to come out.
As the general election moves closer, Labour believe its political fortunes are now turning. They say that people are desperate for change. But Keir Starmer knows the question he has to answer here in Liverpool is why Labour? So, to give a sense of direction, he'll introduce new policies including specialist education colleges and more overtime for NHS staff to cut waiting lists. But tonight, he urged delegates to focus on the big picture.
This conference is our chance to make that positive case for change, to set out the difference that a Labour government will do. And I say to Rishi Sunak, if he wants change, bring it on!
But some want to see bigger differences between him and the Prime Minister. This union leader has tested opinion and seats Labour needs to win back. She says voters are more radical than the leadership.
66% said that they want energy to be renationalised. 73% said they want the national grid to be renationalised. Those people want the change. And if Labour keep hiding their light under a bushel, if they keep saying, well, we can't say anything about what we stand for, I think that will be a problem for them at the ballot box.
Labour has come a long way from the Jeremy Corbyn era, and Keir Starmer says it's now more in tune with voters. But his critics believe he needs to do more to flag the differences between his party and the Conservatives. Ian Watson, BBC News.
Pay your pensions, haven't my pension.
Reform UK, formerly known as the Brexit Party, is holding its annual conference in London. In his speech, party leader Richard Tice outlined his opposition to the UK's 2050 target for achieving net zero carbon emissions and criticised the government's handling of Brexit.
Brexit is a fantastic opportunity for this country, but it's got to be done properly. You've got to cut taxes, you've got to cut daft regulation, you've got to control your borders, you've got to train and educate our own people. That is essential.
Now, It's been an exciting day for sports fans. Let's get all of the day's details from Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes. Hello.
Hello, thank you, Jane. Good evening. Ireland have beaten Scotland to a place in the quarterfinals of the Rugby World Cup after cruising to a 36-14 victory. Wales and England had already qualified before also winning today. Katie Gall reports on the crunch game in Paris.
Sweeping into Paris, a Celtic fusion of colour and noise. Fans arrived at the Stade de France showing plenty of spirit, but also knowing that one missed kick and this could be where the adventure ends.
Scotland's fans seem heavily outnumbered here at the Stade de France, and their team is up against it too. They face a huge challenge if they're to get past serial winners Ireland and reach the quarterfinals.
This Ireland side are ranked #1, but at a World Cup they haven't yet lived up to the hype. Any doubts about their strengths were put to rest within seconds as James Lowe raced to the line with their first attack. Scotland tried to respond but were faced with a wall of green. Painful to watch and to play in. Jamie Ritchie's game was over before it began, and then the green machine kicked off the gear. Tino launched his own assault on the scoreboard. Everything was going Ireland's way. A fourth try bonus point was ruthlessly seized before half-time. For Scotland, it was all but over. And there was no let-up. Ireland would score 6 tries in total, including this from Gary Ringrose. Eventually, Scotland sparked into life, but it was far too little, far too late. 36-14 it finished. For Scotland, it's all over, while Ireland will be back here next week for a blockbuster with the All Blacks. Katie Gordon, BBC News, Paris.
Max Verstappen has been crowned Formula One world champion for the 3rd year in a row. He achieved the feat with 6 races left after his nearest rival crashed in the sprint race in Qatar. Nick Parrott reports.
Max, you are a 3-time world champion. That's unbelievable, mate.
This season it's been a question of when, not if, Max Verstappen would become world champion. Winning 13 of the 16 Grand Prix so far meant the sprint race in Qatar was his first opportunity to clinch the title. A poor start saw him drop from 3rd to 5th, but by just after the halfway mark he'd recovered those places. Before he could make any more progress, his Red Bull teammate and closest rival Sergio Perez crashed, ending his challenge. Verstappen couldn't stop Oscar Piastri winning, but the Dutchman was elated with his 3rd title in a row.
It's been an incredible year, a lot of great races, and yeah, I feel super proud to be a 3-time world champion. It's just incredible.
There's little time to party with tomorrow's race, the next step in the new champion's bid to beat his own record of 15 Grand Prix wins in a season. Nick Parrott, BBC News.
Back to the day in sports scene on after the news with highlights of the football, but here are the headlines. There was an incredible comeback for Manchester United to beat Brentford 2-1 in the Premier League after Scott McTominay scored twice in Stockholm. Tottenham, who go top, and Chelsea, Everton and Fulham. Celtic's lead in the Scottish Premiership is now 7 points after they beat Kilmarnock in the other game. The Edinburgh derby ended in a draw, and Livingston won at home to Motherwell. Wigan Warriors have reached the grand final of Rugby League's Super League after thrashing Hull KR 42 points to 12 in the semi-finals. They'll now face Catalan Dragons in the end-of-season showdown at Old Trafford next weekend. That's it. There's much more on our website, but back to you now, Jane.
Thanks very much, Lizzie. And that is it from the newsroom for tonight. Good night.
Good evening. Rarely do we see a day of weather contrast quite as stark as of this. It was actually the warmest October day in 5 years, 25 degrees in parts of southeast England, but across large swathes of Scotland there was enough rain to bring flooding and destruction as we saw in the news. This Met Office amber warning still in force from Glasgow northwards into the Southern Highlands. But there is also another amber warning now, extending from parts of Aberdeenshire up towards Inverness. That one is valid until tomorrow afternoon, because this rain will just keep on coming. Today, as you can see from the radar picture, this rain has been relentless. Some places have seen in excess of 100 millimetres of rain. That rain's still falling, but the focus for the heaviest rain, if anything, will tend to shift just a little bit further northwards through the night. Northern Ireland, England and Wales, largely dry. Some areas of mist and murk, some clear spells too. A mild night for most of us, but quite a chilly one in northern Scotland after what has been a rather cold day, to say the least. Into tomorrow, this rain still falling. The heaviest burst, though, will be across northern Scotland. Still some rain through the central belt. Could see some further issues. Southern Scotland should be largely dry. Northern Ireland, England and Wales, still some mist and murk, particularly around some western coast, but some sunny spells too. And another very warm day, highs of 25, 26 degrees, not as cold as it was today in the north of Scotland. The new week starts on a mainly dry and unusually warm note, but it will turn more autumnal towards the end of the week. That's all from me. Goodbye.
It doesn't matter if you're a multi-millionaire or if you've grown up in a council estate, we all turn you into a soldier.
Get down your back bottle!
You'll be all over here, like a rat. It's a rule with us here.
Family and friends, they've got you this far.
We're your new family now.
Soldier. Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
I'm not that. What you see is what you get.
We'll be in touch.
He's a man. He was the biggest manipulators of people to rise to the status that he did.
The investigation found no evidence to justify the allegations.
And you consider that to be the end of the matter?
You groomed the whole nation. There are rumours, but there's another side to you. What rumours might those be?
He gets away with it because no one else sees it. It's a violation.
As old as I am now, I would have danced on his grave.
The Reckoning starts Monday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
I need you to remember what we're doing here.
I mean, don't forget, he's all used to work for me. Maybe if it wasn't for here, I'd still have my own restaurant.
Go out there and smash it, alright?
Would you like to be a chef or do you want to be a dishwasher?
Brand new Boiling Point. Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer.
Survivor's ready! Survivor. Coming soon to BBC One and iPlayer.
Creepy kids, ghostly figures, and a haunted houseload of jump scares. They're turning your late night horror at 10 to midnight on BBC One after Premier League action from top to bottom.
Match of the day.
After the chaos of last weekend, normal service resumed in the Premier League. 6 games on the way. Ian Wright and Danny Murphy can focus on the football. Manchester United have lost twice at home already this week against Crystal Palace and Galatasaray. Next up came Brentford, who hadn't won at Old Trafford since 1937. Commentary comes from Steve Bauer.
Dark clouds hovering around Old Trafford after Manchester United's worst start to a league season since 1989, as they look to avoid losing 3 consecutive home games for the first time in the Premier League. Erik ten Hag has made a couple of significant changes from midweek. Rafa Varane is injured, Hannibal drops to the bench, so there are starts for both Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans. Maguire has less than half an hour in the Premier League so far this season. It also means that Sofian Amrabat moves into his natural midfield position for the first time. Brentford give a Premier League debut.
Yay!
Arsenal goalkeeper Thomas Strakosha, as Mark Flecken is ill. Lewis Potter is replaced by Mats Rösler. Thomas Frank is aiming to become only the second ever Bees manager to win at Old Trafford. Today, the flags are flying at half-mast, and the Manchester United players are wearing black armbands after the very sad news this week of the passing of Sir Alex Ferguson's wife, Lady Cathy, at the age of 84.
Lady Cathy.
This weekend in the Premier League is dedicated to no room for racism, as the players take the knee to show their unity against all forms of
So I think
discrimination.
it'll be a good thing for us tomorrow. Really would.
And Boomer. Neatly done from Jensen. This is sharp from Brentford. Rösler and Lindelof needed the block. And the first corner inside 4 minutes goes to the visitors.